In the bustling streets of New York, where taxi drivers have a language of their own, three eccentric parapsychologists, Dr. Peter Venkman, Bill Murray, Dr. Raymond Stantz, Dan Aykroyd, and Dr. Egon Spengler, Harold Ramis, find themselves out of a cushy university gig and into the unpredictable world of paranormal entrepreneurship. Armed with more wit than wisdom and a dubious scientific methodology, they launch the Ghostbusters, a business dedicated to capturing ghosts and other worldly pests. Things take an unexpected turn when they hire Winston Zeddemore, Ernie Hudson, not for his extensive paranormal expertise, but because, in Winston's own words, "If there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say." With the addition of the feisty secretary Janine Melnitz, Annie Potts, and the accidental summoning of the ancient Sumerian deity Gozer, the Ghostbusters find themselves in a supernatural pickle. But hey, who wouldn't want to save the world while sporting khaki jumpsuits and backpacks that shoot laser beams? As New York descends into chaos, with ghostly apparitions causing more havoc than a citywide food fight, the Ghostbusters face their ultimate challenge, a gigantic marshmallow man rampaging through Manhattan. With proton packs, ghost traps, and a blend of scientific bravado and pure luck, they confront the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, proving that when faced with a choice between slimy specters and a fluffy dessert gone berserk, the Ghostbusters are always ready to bring the laughter, the chaos, and a dollop of whipped humor to save the day. After all, when there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Ghost heads, brace yourselves for a spectral journey through the iconic world of Ghostbusters. Grab your proton packs, because we're about to uncover 10 spooktacular facts that'll have you shouting, "Who you gonna call for more ghostly revelations?" Remember when Peter Venkman conducted a psychic test on two students? Bill Murray's hilariously deadpan reactions were unscripted. To catch genuine surprise, the crew didn't inform him that the students would get shocks. Talk about electrifying comedy. Hold on to your ghost traps. The original Ghostbusters trio almost looked very different. John Belushi, Eddie Murphy, and John Candy were initially considered for the roles of Peter Venkman, Winston Zeddemore, and Louis Tully. Imagine the laughs, but let's face it, nothing beats the chemistry of Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, and Rick Moranis. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, that towering behemoth of sugary destruction, had a softer side when the cameras weren't rolling. The costume was so cumbersome that actor Bill Bryan couldn't see properly. When he stepped on a nail during filming, it wasn't a supernatural incident, just a marshmallow misstep. The Ghostbusters' iconic uniforms were never custom-made for the movie. In a move as pragmatic as busting ghosts in Manhattan, the team's costumes were purchased off the rack at Bergdorf Goodman. Who knew saving the world could be so stylish? Hold on to your proton packs. Before he was a Ghostbuster, Dan Aykroyd was a real-life paranormal enthusiast. In a twist spookier than a ghostly dance-off, Aykroyd's fascination with the supernatural predates his iconic role. Legend has it that Aykroyd's family had a history of encounters with the otherworldly, and he even grew up believing that his great-grandfather was a spiritualist medium. So, when Aykroyd co-wrote Ghostbusters, it wasn't just a screenplay, it was his personal invitation to the spectral world, complete with a proton-powered RSVP. Forget Hollywood method acting. Aykroyd was already knee-deep in the paranormal playbook before the cameras even rolled. Who you gonna call for a real-life ghost story? Apparently, Dan Aykroyd. Dana Barrett's haunted apartment building isn't just a Hollywood set. It's a real New York City landmark. The building at 55 Central Park West has become a pilgrimage site for Ghostbusters fans, but beware. There might not be Zool, but there are certainly tourists. Imagine this. The Ghostbusters, armed with proton packs and a groovy sense of style, are ready to hit the big screen. But wait, there's something missing. The theme song, the musical battle cry that would echo through the ages. Now, you'd think crafting such an iconic tune would be a meticulous process, right? Well, not in the Ghostbusters universe. In a move as bold and spontaneous as a Slimer slime trail, Ray Parker Jr., the musical maestro tasked with capturing the essence of ghost-busting in melody, pulled off a last-minute feat that's nothing short of musical wizardry. Picture Ray, possibly fueled by the spirit of a caffeinated ghost, sitting down and concocting the Ghostbusters theme song in just a few days. It's like he summoned the musical muse and said, "Hey, we need a tune that screams bustin' makes me feel good, pronto." And there you have it, a song that would become as synonymous with ghost busting as proton packs and marshmallow mayhem, born from the whims of creativity and a tight deadline. Who would have thought that saving the world from spectral spooks could be so inspiring for a musician? It's a testament to the spontaneous spirit of Ghostbusters, where even the soundtrack is as unpredictable and catchy as a poltergeist in a dance-off. So, the next time you find yourself humming Ghostbusters out of the blue, just remember, it's not just a song. It's a musical marvel conjured up in the 11th hour of ghostly inspiration. Harold Ramis, who played Egon Spengler, co-wrote the screenplay and provided the brains behind the Ghostbusters' comedic genius. His offbeat humor and scientific jargon added a layer of hilarity that makes us wish he had invented a real proton pack for us to laugh our troubles away. In a bizarre twist of reality meeting the supernatural, after the release of Ghostbusters, various fire departments around the U.S. had to issue warnings against citizens dialing 911 to report paranormal activities. Picture it. Someone witnessing a floating green blob in their neighbor's backyard, and without missing a beat, grabbing the phone to summon the Ghostbusters via emergency services. It's like expecting Ecto-1 to come barreling around the corner in response to a spectral disturbance. So while the Ghostbusters were busy wrangling ghosts on the big screen, the real heroes were the 911 operators, fielding calls from folks thinking Slimer was raiding the local buffet. Talk about a real-world ghostly emergency hotline. In the spirited quest for the perfect wheels to complement their ghost-busting antics, the choice of the iconic Ecto-1 wasn't as straightforward as you might think. Legend has it that the filmmakers considered several vehicles, from hearses to ambulances. However, the winning ticket to ghostly glory was punched when director Ivan Reitman spotted a 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor hearse for sale in the pages of a newspaper. Now, what made this particular set of wheels the chosen one? Well, it had the perfect blend of ominous elegance and just the right amount of trunk space for storing pesky poltergeists and proton packs. So, next time you see Ecto-1 speeding around the streets, just remember, it's not just a car, it's a paranormal chariot with a flair for the dramatic. Who knew ghost-busting could be so stylish and spacious? As we conclude our supernatural journey through the hidden realms of Ghostbusters, there's no need to stow away your proton packs just yet. From Slimer's shenanigans to Venkman's unscripted shocks, we've traversed the haunted halls of hilarity. But, fellow ghost heads, fear not, for the specter-filled circus of revelations is far from its final act. Picture this: you, me, and the entire Ghostbusters community cruising the streets of New York in Ecto-1, ready to unveil the next blockbuster revelation. The Ghostbusters universe is as vast and unpredictable as a ghost's sense of humor, and we're just scratching the ectoplasmic surface. So hit that like button with Stay Puffed-sized enthusiasm. It's not just a click, it's a declaration that you're in for more laughs, more revelations, and more Ghostbusters madness. For those contemplating the subscribe button, think of it as an invitation to join our paranormal family. Facing the unknown is always better with a squad armed with proton packs and a sense of humor sharper than Egon's wit. As we bid our spectral farewells, remember, the Ghostbusters community is more than a fan base. It's a family of misfits finding joy in the quirky, comedic, and downright spooky. Stay tuned, keep those ecto-giggles echoing, and until our next ghostly encounter, may your days be filled with more laughs than a Ghostbusters press conference gone haywire. Keep smiling, keep subscribing, and keep the spirit of Ghostbusters alive, because when you need cinematic hilarity, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters.